falcon's nest. They had to roost and wait for it to blow over.
It is cool. They've got their own place as well. They can practice and make sure that they're tipped off and ready to go.
And all for the fans that you can see before you. Obviously a large segment here where everyone's getting riled up. I like, that's what it's like the Wu-Tang, but it's the Falcons, like bird. It's interesting.
Every time that camera's on him though,
he knows.
Whoa. Yeah. Camera 1, camera 2, I'm on it.
Camera 8, I've got a Falcon for you.
If you see him in the distance, he's probably doing it.
What noise does a Falcon make, Blank?
It's a crash.
What's it like glides through the air?
Yeah.
Alright, pretty good. You're going with that, actually. Obviously, trying to get you to do a bird noise, but I'll take it. It's pretty accurate.
That's it walking?
Was that its feet?
Was it walking?
Pretty good, actually. It's kind of realistic. Yeah.
Do my best.
Wow. I didn't realise you were such a good Foley artist.
Yeah, no, I've got like a tambourine at home. A little snare drum as well.
Brain stick?
Yeah, brain stick.
It's one of those where for a team like that, we know how they can be when they're at their absolute best. So obviously you kind of look at it with a bit of a different microscope, right? You're painting it with a different brush. So it's when you're looking at it with the fly with they set up, you have the compound to play off, but some of the missed nades, some of the missed timings on the peaks, it just felt a little bit like it's not hitting instantly. They've not woken up. It's all clicked. They're like, right, boys, we're back. Let's do it again. We could be the 2-time. We could run it back. Hyped up off it. It felt more like, okay, we've got to get into this. Like, wake up today. Let's take it bit by bit. And that's kind of what I was wondering, is how they'd look here specifically. Because I feel like it's a different caliber, right?
It is.
You've got so much emotion tied to this event.
There is a huge amount of emotion tied to this event. And funnily enough, we actually got a little bit of a surprise interview for you with Team Falcons. I'm going to check in with them, see how they're doing coming to this tournament.
I think I adapt really fast because the team is hardworking, same as me, and then that's the result of us getting like good plays.
All in second here, most likely Astara being battered back and doggedly in pursuit.
I will stay in Team Falcons for now, and then I would describe it as hard-working team.
But are they a funny team?
Good team. be honest, I can deal with that easily. I don't have any pressure, even like between the fans or anyone. So I want to be remembered as PMWC champion and MVP. The confidence came from mostly from all of us training together, grinding, and every day motivating each other. It all depends how my teammates play, because nobody can play alone. I think the biggest challenge is going to be Alpha 7 on PMWC. Thank you all for following us and for supporting us, and see you on next tournament.
Cool, with the Alpha 7 call out right away there. By the way, we are getting ready for the second match of the day, but we just want to take a little bit longer to get a chance to talk to you guys, because, I mean, we got 2 hot drops in the first Sandhawk, Max. I wonder if we're going to be getting a little bit more hot drops here going into the first Erangel.
Theoretically, 2 could happen, right? We got one in Filter that's going to be Influence Rage versus Power. Power did already fight versus 4 Thrives in Houghton last game. I don't think they want to do 2 back-to-back. They lost versus 4 Thrives, so hopefully they can avoid that one. But the very important one here is going to be Regnum Karia versus AXTMG in Rozhok. You said, Niptura, last game, maybe they want to make a statement, start hot, have a little bit of momentum. Do you want to hot drop as AXTMG Regnum Karia?
Absolutely not.
I thought you were going to say just absolutely. I was like,
No.
are you crazy?
As much as I love Nongshim and Regnum Karia, 2 different breeds of cat there, especially on a Wrangle, right? Sandhawk, it's all up for debate really anyway. You can drop somewhere, but it doesn't really matter. Erangel, these drops have been decided, have been practiced time and time and time again. It's just the map that is the bread and butter. So you better be really confident that you're going to win if you're going to hot drop Regnum Karia on an Erangel.
Especially Rozhok. Literally, when I think Rozhok, I think Regnum Karia. That is the first team name that comes to mind. So if you're AXTMG, if you want to go there, you better have a game plan in mind, because that is not going to be an easy hot drop like early on Ruins.
I mean, if they're going to go for it, we know that they can win a hot drop. Then we're able to showcase it. But I want to refresh everybody's memory and just take a look at the match ranking from the first Sandhawk, so we see where everybody's currently standing. I mean, DRX coming out hot there with the win, 19 points. Yangon Galacticos, we mentioned it earlier too. Just what a massive surprise for me and Epsura, being able to just collect those 14 eliminations, and then you just keep going down that list.
You do indeed, and actually I think there's a lot of teams on the top of that list, 1 game in, but that we didn't really expect to see. As you said, the Sandhawk was kind of the underdog game coming into this. I mean, Yangon Galacticos, you've got Team Vision, you've got E-Arena, I think has got a lot of hype, but not necessarily a lot of sort of backup with that necessarily. There's a lot of people that don't know who they are, and so I feel like they have actually come into their own.
Something to keep in mind too is look how top heavy the first match was.
Oh yeah.
Like 6 plays, you go from 10 all the way down to 4, and then you just keep going down 2 and 2. So this is something that a lot of these other teams are gonna watch out, because if they do have pop-up performances, I mean, we're talking about how insane this lobby is. It showcases. If teams pop off, they definitely pop off in a massive way.
Oh, we got so many 0 points.
Yo.
Oh,
look at those.
Those are 4 teams
Don't
not
look at
playing
the donuts.
today. No, they are playing today. Please, sir, can you spare some points? We would love some at the bottom of the ranking. But it was, as you said, Seven, very top heavy. Actually, we saw some decent points coming in for Team Secret and E-Arena. I had a very funny chat with all of the SEA talent lineup. And the Indonesian talent, I asked them, do you guys think there's any team from SEA that could win here at PMWC? And they instantly, I'm talking not even a second to think, all said no. They think no. They said E-Arena, maybe they could win, but they said Team Secret no, and the side of Alter Ego no. So that's quite surprising, because they have been favorites in the past. But
They have.
even the local talent said it ain't happening, bro.
I mean, it does seem like it's gonna be just one of those things of we got to be able to get to see more from them before we start putting our faith in them.
Well, we've been talking about Sandhawk. We wanted just to do a quick little recap there on what happened and just show everybody what's happening in regards to the match ranking. But I think it's time. I think it's time we send it back to Blank and Jackie for the first Erangel.
Oh
yeah, we'll run it right back, Seven. No one will even know. They'll think it's the first throw. They'll think they're tuning in, ready for this, because they damn better be. The game's going to be intense, Blank. First map, first outing. It was beautiful to see. A few mistakes made for teams, and like Max alluded to, a rough start for the many. But it is the few that have been showing up here at the Esports World Cup for the PUBG Mobile World Cup in force. Beautiful eliminations, some great teamwork, but what will we be seeing here?
It's exactly what we want to have happen on our stage right now. Over on our angle, we're going to send it back over to the old classic.
That was good, I like that.
You did?
Yeah.
It was decent.
I told you, decent foliage.
Yeah, man, I got it.
Sounds down.
But match number 2 out of 18 here right now. This is Group Red versus Yellow. So we'll have the groups shifted up a little bit tomorrow. Look at this. Down towards south side of the map. Coming from Primos all the way over towards Milton Power. Weibo Gaming down towards Primos. A really nice spot to start off in as well, to be honest with you. I think anyone that can start off in Primos on this kind of playing path does have a big advantage. Especially because you could line this western coast as well. Pick up a lot of vehicles, have control up towards Quarry. A massive amount of loot to have over down towards Primos. So yeah, very, very good beginning there for Weibo Gaming that have suck over towards Sosnovka.
Yeah, quite a wide split for the Scout.
That's a groin-splitting split.
That's I don't think that. What was his name? Jean-Claude Van Damme?
No, yeah. Was it Van Damme? Yeah, with the jeans,
It was Van Damme, wasn't it?
Yeah. That would be the guy. That's what we're watching here. So the Van Damme split.
Van Damme split, you're not wrong. Oh, okay, so obviously we were alluding to this a little bit. We were setting up the fact that Power could have had a bit of a drop on the Weaver, but it's not what we've seen. Instead, it's Influence Rage that are here, actually getting a bit of their own back for Easy, who had the flank in the first map. Obviously being able to instantly get the damage out. Al Haji, not ideal. A big man for the team, but not able to deliver on that first encounter. For Dan as well, you have eaten that nade.
Ooh. But he down, just down. And it's unfortunate to see, honestly. I think what typically happens with Aiden is that when Al Haji goes down, he really struggles. When he's up, he plays kind of centerpiece to that role where you do need him on the off angle to support Al Haji when he goes to those pretty insane rollouts. But yeah, now just Ragnar and Easy try and make it happen. Got the doolies.
Kind of bait on a peak. Wild spray of bullets, but teamwork's there for the close quarters engagement. It's not ideal. And again, literally the same story, bro. This is the worst outcome, right? Just Easy left alone as the solo, if he even makes it out, but everyone's gunning for him. Want to confirm the full wipe on the squad. That Power Gaming going down was effectively the first full knock in both of the maps. Elevated angle over the top. They're going to dive onto him. Will eventually clean up. Took a bit of time to find it, but Easy's gone. You can get the save back onto him there. So Power out.
That's how he's chewing them. So happy about it.
Success.
That's a successful push. They chew down over towards Power. I'll tell you that right now, Influence Rage. It was especially. Yeah, I think that honestly on Milter, there was no way that Easy was getting out from there. You're backing it up to where he was, which is complete open ground, and there's a couple of buildings, and they would just isolate his position, located him, targeted him fairly quickly. But it's a quick cleanup over towards Milter as well.
It was. Obviously, we were kind of setting this one up with a bit of a breakdown on the split situation there. It's 4 Thrives that would be in the middle of the group reconnecting from that side if you make the late rotate in from Sosnovka. I am curious to see how we will actually end up playing over the course of this one, because we're setting up the idea, like, a bit of a chance there, seeing Power Game can start things off better. Didn't go that way, it wasn't the storyline we got. Again, results in them going down first. You've got potential as well. I think the longer these games go on, Blank, the longer the day goes on, potentially even for them. I think this is where we're going to see more and more of that team being in. There's so much talent on there. You know, tip of everyone's tongue saying that this could be the chance for that side of the region. They start showing up again. So I'm curious if they're showing us a bit of innovation from some of these plays.
Yeah, I sort of understand it where you send Sukat down towards Sosnovka on the eventuality this is the south circle. even then, like, you could make an efficient rotation across, and maybe it's the case where Sook in that situation just takes some pot shots over towards fourth drives as they make their way across the bridge, and then they can group up. But I think that the risk doesn't outweigh the reward here, honestly. It's going to be difficult to get back together. There's potential that Sook can take some vehicles, take a boat back around towards them, and by then you have delayed your rotation by a ton. For Falcons, on the other hand, no hot drop over towards there. Though my main takeaway from this game is because it's such a southern playing path, it doesn't really tell us too much about the drop spots, because these were a lot of backups being used.
Yeah, it's fair enough. It's fair enough. It's a good point to keep in mind, obviously, in terms of how it's going to affect things here. Give us some different results over the course of the day.
I was stressing going into the next match. They're like, do we want to drop Yasnaya?
That's what I'm saying, bro. That's the awkward part. Because obviously, once it kind of is forgivable and it feels a bit rough and you can fix it, the second time it happens, that's when it is instantly like, we're at the halfway point of the day, boys.
Yeah.
It's already creeps up on us, you know?
How do you fix this? You have to get the screwdriver and kit out, figure out where the loose screw is.
I suppose at least the only blessing, like Max was saying, there is a decent gap. If you look towards, obviously, what, 6th upwards, it's not that much of a difference with points, right? So, like, obviously, if you just actually start to build your way back in and everyone else doesn't have a crazy spread, then maybe it's not the end of the world. But the likelihood of that, obviously, has a lot of bells and whistles attached to them.
Yeah, and as we know, Jackie, for the group stage we're starting off with, it really isn't that unforgivable to go down too early. We're going to get 8 teams going through towards straight through, and then we have 8 teams going through to the survival stage, battling it out, right? That's what we want to see here. So there is still a lot of chance for our squads to remain in this one for a long, long time. So it will be 16 teams in that survival stage. 8 of our top teams will be heading straight through towards those finals we'll be playing later. So we won't really see any teams or their keys being crushed until after that survival stage.
Yeah, you've got to wait for the spectacle. Like Barney was teasing, when the iris opens, sparks will be flying, so you won't want to miss that as the action develops here. I was kind of hoping a little bit, actually, we would get a run in between these two with how good Yang Galacticus looked into the previous matchup. Up with Alpha 7 on the roam over, and it's DRX in the back line, so potential for the rotating actually being quite spicy when the fights break out.
Yangon Galacticos pretty close towards what I would say is a fairly central position. They are roaming around towards gas station, and that side of the map pretty barren over towards the pizza slice that just sits on the northwest side of the map, which is very, very open and where you want to play around there. Always do find that that cross from shooting range off to that eastern side is a bit more awkward, which is why you're seeing much more teams down towards that southeast around Yasnaya. And staying far enough away from the field. So there's a lot of treacherous zones here that you don't really want to go into. I'm sort of surprised we don't have any teams trying to bank over towards Rozok. I guess for Regnum Kaya, they're keeping a player back in wild so he can quickly dash back over towards Rozok if needs be.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Let's see though, let's see what this is going to do in terms of the shift. How the zone rotate will affect things. Blank obviously favours more central overall, actually not too bad really, especially in terms of the group that you've got there. So DRX still being able to play on the outer edge, everyone else making their move in. Falcons obviously slight adjustment there. Pachinki obviously open entirely as well, so we're regrouping up. It's a late rotating for the blue for Weebu, and they'll have their focus in on a little bit of a late joining.
I think, honestly though, for the circle, pretty rough. You have the entirety of the field right here on the map, which is just bare open ground, and then the pizza slice that I was talking about earlier, which is on that southwest side of Stalba, where the two roads make that kind of triangle slice. That is fairly open too. So this is pretty tough for a lot of teams to remain, and I would probably bank on at least 2 or 3 teams going down over the course of the next circle, maybe circle and a half.
Definitely a lot of potential. not much cover to play with, limited opportunities for the compound, so fights could be coming your way.
Absolutely,
Fast.
you're right. Team Falcons down towards the southwest edge. Like you said, Chinky was free as they'd left it quite early, but they're going to have to get past school right now. They're over towards apartments. A little bit more difficult to see because we are cramming 15 teams into a small space because they're all avoiding that fielded area, trying to take some space around some of this remaining compounds. You have the river that cuts through into the lake. It's a weird circle. It's a very weird circle. I do like this position DRX has, though Alpha 7 is waiting in the wings, Mafioso underneath. This typically is a really good spot to catch teams playing on those outer shacks and outposts just over towards the western side of Yasnaya on the lake. You can control a lot of area from this top side. Now, how will DRX handle Alpha 7 though? Because the rest of the team is making their way on over with Cleo, Squash and Revo just off towards the west.
It's Mafioso just playing on the lip here of the rock face. He's had the vehicles approaching the engine, giving that away. Just tucks in, has to play on the off angle realistically. If they peek into him, he seems like he's got a good read on the situation at least, but spacing from the teammates relatively far. DRX trying to get a lay of that, assess if anyone else is coming in from the other side. Didn't actually find him. He pushed up towards the rock face as well on the peak. He leaned in for it, but neither one gave away the info fully. So obviously it's just the audio he's playing on for now, staying tucked in. If they push ahead of him, could backstab them really nicely.
Yeah, they have no idea. They're properly confused on what's occurring. We're going to get our next circle. And it wasn't as treacherous as I thought it was going to be. This one is going to push a lot of teams away from the fields, at least from Yasnaya, so teams could be happy about that, but it's across the river. Jackie, over towards AX, E-Arena. Weibo's made a good wrap, actually, as well, over towards this north side. They are coming through that open ground, and Alpha 7 could chime in over towards that western side. We'll see what happens, but Alpha 7 is so focused on taking over towards DRX, but DRX is left.
Now with Alpha 7's POV straight back in. This is what you were saying, the rotate over there, taking shots from the back line. Squash, we know that he can be talented. And unloading at the minute, snapshots over the top just as they tuck into the compound. A lot of chip damage onto them. Yeah, massively so. And you can follow up from it as well. I mean, Order in a horrific position, they just keep finding these knocks. Late game rotate, like it's been nice for them, but it results in this.
That's an important knock over towards Yangon. Galacticos coming through from RCB. But Weibo Gaming can get themselves back up. This is a Hail Mary of a play, Jackie, all right? In terms of where they are on the map, it's very, very central. They'll take the Wizard Tower here, which works out nicely. But they need to basically hold this position for the rest of the game. The vehicles are shot to bits. The tires are going to be all popped by the time they get out to them. So Weibo Game is not moving. At least not until the end game.
No. Well, you knew it! Mate, you actually made it in. Oh, it couldn't have been better timing on it. Straight Benny Hills out up the stairs, wanted to get himself into the high ground.
This is a risky play.
No, it's
There's no one there to help him.
He just went for it.
It's like, we need the high ground.
Yeah.
We need to play up the high ground.
I've got to go.
I've got to go. I've got to go.
I've got to go. And he did. Go, he did.
Yeah. So that was literally a player. I guess the reason they do it is that making that play later, you're going to have 3 or 4 teams looking at you. So this was the only time to do it. Respect the fact that, you know, when it's crunch time, they're ready to play inside the crunch.
I mean, like, honestly, they're kind of subverting expectations already with this match, even if it hasn't been just off the back like, oh, we see this crazy gun skill. They're keeping you guessing a little bit, which at times, thriving in the chaos, can be incredibly beneficial. Seems like non-ship Red Force taking a knock there, though. We've got a bit of a follow-up as well, with AX getting thrown into the fight. Falcons, of course, here, having a whole load of shrapnel thrown towards them. Narvalo is down. Still in a position where he can tuck around the back of the stairs and be saved, at least. Arian trying to just throw out some bullets to keep them guessing. Does he actually want to push up? It's a nice nade over towards where Koa is. We cooked this one perfectly. Chuck it in top.
Oh, it's pretty nice actually, yeah. I think for AX they're way more concerned about this next circle. Jackie, the amount of water in this is staggering, only for it to be over towards that southeast side with the fields.
Yeah, that's a ridiculous body of water. You think about the limited amount of space you've actually got to play with in the zone because of this. Okay. I mean, this has already been a bit of a cheeky one, right? So let's see where it goes. Red Force here, just eating bullets, trying to use the water as some sort of additional cover to work with, throw it off, but no, I mean, Alpha 7, eyes like a hawk at the minute, dial in onto them. We do say goodbye to another one of our squads here, going out second, of course, with Power Game, the only full wipe that we had way back at the start of the game. That's why there's so many teams still in play here this late into the matchup.
And this is a really interesting position from Regnum Kaya, where they're underneath the bridge right now. They're playing the bridge, but the fact that no other team has really challenged that position as well is a staggering thought to me, honestly, because a lot of times you'll have teams on either side. So Regnum Kaya be able to hold this, it doesn't seem like the best position in the world to be literally on the iron girders underneath there. But it does keep you alive a long, long time. It doesn't always necessarily give you the winning position of the game, but I think for a lot of teams, survival is quite important in this particular match with this kind of circle.
Okay, here's two names we haven't had to say too much during this matchup, but of course we're very prevalent in our first outing of the day. You've got 4 Frides and also Vision. We're both fighting down towards the outskirts. Similar kind of start here actually with some of the teams that could be going head-to-head relatively soon. AX on the force down with E-Arena coming in from the back line. Henry might get caught. You've got Falcons that will be waiting in the wings as they get lower down towards the roadside as well, with Vision onto them. Oh dear, Blank. Potential for some interesting little bounce here. It's a widespread though from the arena. So they've got a lot of a lay of the land onto it. They can try and get a bit of vision onto the backside with DRX and Alpha 7.
These can't really afford to play anything too close here for the arena, because the space is just absolutely diabolical to play in. IQ, very, very good player. Been playing for a long, long time. Smart guy, hence the name. Looking to lead for Thrive towards a victorious push here versus Vision. They already found some good damage over their way. He's slowing it down. He's running circles around them.
Vision realistically just have not had an opportunity to move too much over the course of the past few minutes. We'll come back to that for as it's DRX. They've got the opening chicken dinner of the day. Now they're just being given an explosive breakfast with nitro being thrown their way. Nade after nade on top. Weebu as well, still being able to get stuck into the fight from the side as the bullets hit. Hyunbin on the nade back, good for one, but he's got a full army coming his way. This is E-Arena, the wall of smokes in front of him, effectively just him left. Everyone else has been taken out, so DRX, if they want to get the back-to-back wins, it would need to be an unbelievable effort just from Hyunbin with an awful lot to get them.
Yeah, he's in a bit of a struggle position. Luckily for him, E-Arena is getting walloped from the sidelines. Oh, what a problematic smoke there. Dissipates, and his eyebrows raise and are visible to E-Arena. Falcons somehow make their way in front of AX here, which is nice, and obviously take out the opposition, but what a disgusting circle this is. All lake, all field. Fireflux currently holding down towards Vision, 4 Thrive, so even if one of those teams gets away with their life, they're still going to have to deal with shots coming through. Oh, actually able to sneak on past using that ridgeline on the west towards the roadside to make that happen.
Nade after nade. Good damage. AX being able to find opportunities to fight on their terms in both matchups we've seen today. Going for the full crash as well. The Rhino maneuver with the vehicles over the top side. Hitting heavy onto the Falcons. Now that at least with the reply back, good for one. No. The nade on top of the team. Oh, Henry goes down and so do the Falcons. Oh mate, feels like no one really wins there.
To be honest, I think that should have been an AX just wiping out Malo. plays a risky game, throws a nade at his feet, finds 2 on the knocks. Somehow it happens, Team Secret, little boy will go down. That's Jaiki in the back there. This Team Secret all the way on the northeast side, going out from Yasnaya. Alpha 7 made a big swim out towards the center of the circle. As we said before, Weibo have just not been able to move all that much. Their vehicles are shot. It is Yangon Galacticos still making this one happen, though they lose Say Cloud.
It's nice seeing the energy as well from Team Secret actually into this one. A lot of yelling already for the player capture, so they're trying to keep themselves fired up. Opportunity to steal away a couple of elite lives so far. It's put in a pretty good spot. I mean, Influence Rage, top spot with 6 points, but you're at a close second, still able to build more as well. We've got 4 players alive. Now, off the back of what was a crazy dive in, Order still from a position to find more impact. Team Secret still popping up, and again and again.
Regnum Kaya, they've got a lockdown on this western side of the circle. It's such a nice place to be in where you really don't have much competition. They can get involved when they want, playing off from this bridge position. And again, a lot of teams didn't put stock in this. I don't know why Regnum Kaya was the only team to make that choice earlier on to pick this one up. And to be honest, it's a bit of a change, honestly, from their usual play. I think that they took their time moving from Rozhok a little bit further across towards apartment. A fair few times on these kind of circles, they've been caught out where they move too far and too fast. The circle ends up coming back their way, and then they struggle in the future because of it.
Some of the fights they've survived throughout this map. Maybe that's about to change.